My name's Amanda Arthur, and we're here at the South Carolina State House this Thursday, May 22nd, I think. And we've just had a rally and are pushing back on the bill that the legislature is trying to pass to redistrict our maps. A little bit about me. I am a single mom. I'm a climate scientist. I'm a graduate student. I'm a former state employee for South Carolina Office of Resilience. I'm now a clean energy advocate and activist for social and environmental justice. I'm also a veteran, a U.S. Army veteran. I've been here all week. I was here in the public testimony with the House last week, and yesterday I was here with the Senate committee on this bill as well. So I just had a little bit that I wanted to share about what's going on here and what I've seen. So what I noticed through the testimony is that our lawmakers are not actually listening to us because they've already made up their mind. They're listening instead to a Truth Social post from a man who just this week sued the federal government that he runs and settled with his personal defense attorney who is representing the government. And they settled for $1.776 billion of taxpayer money to go to the president's allies, and they also settled for immunity for the president and his family and his businesses forever from tax IRS audits. So that's who this legislators are listening to. They are listening to Epstein's best friend, and they're not listening to the people. So I did notice also there were some senators in the committee yesterday that were respecting the testimony that they were hearing. They were thoughtfully engaging and asking questions, and really appreciated those senators that were doing that. But despite that, they still passed the bill to the the Senate floor today. I want to bring up Virginia and what happened there because 1.6 million Virginians voted for a constitutional amendment so that they could redistrict, and I know a lot of people are comparing that to what's happening here. But the difference is that the people voted for that, and then the Supreme Court of Virginia struck it down on a technicality. I bring that up because Virginia is one of two states in the nation that their Supreme Court justices are appointed by the legislature. The second state is South Carolina. So whatever map this legislator passes is going to be checked by the check that the legislature chose themselves. And when a government chooses their own checks, they're out of balance. And I think that's really important for people to know. I'm a white woman that grew up in a white town in Utah. It was 98% white. And I think that the crowning jewel of South Carolina is its diversity. And that's why I choose to raise my children here. Because I get in South Carolina something that I did not get in Utah, and that's diversity. And it's beautiful, and it's something that needs to be protected and not silenced and not squashed by a national nonprofit that's drawing maps up in DC for a state that they don't know or they don't live in. And I just think that is completely ridiculous. Black South Carolinians have been fighting here since before South Carolina was a state, and I think that it's really important that as a white person, I need to support that and respect that and stand up with them and follow their leadership and not talk over them or try to step in front of them. I need to be behind them and following their lead, and I call on all white South Carolinians to do the same. We need everybody in this fight. We need everybody pushing back on this bill. We need to respect our brothers and sisters, our neighbors, our friends, our communities. We need to come together and stand up to this because it's going to take all of us. Dr. King said, the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice. And I just want to say that arc doesn't bend on its own. It bends because people pull on it. And Black South Carolinians have been pulling on it, and I'm pulling on it, and my community's pulling on it, and veterans around the state that know that what is happening is going to disenfranchise service members overseas, they are pulling on it. And we need everybody to start pulling on that arc because together we are stronger. And these legislators, they can take our district. They have the power for now, but they cannot take our power. They cannot take our community. They cannot take our freedom. They cannot take our vote. And they cannot take the collective power of the people as we bring down a great blue wave on every single one of the legislators that is associated with this bill.